What is going on, everybody? It's JetsCentral coming back with breaking Jets news. So about 5-10 minutes ago, the New York Jets went out and signed center Travis Swanson, formerly of the Detroit Lions. Now, I gotta say, the move is quite interesting, when you take a step back and you look at the big picture, because when you look back at free agency, the Jets signed another center by the name of Spencer Long of the Washington Redskins. So we're bringing in two new centers in a camp, which is interesting because both centers, of course they're not top 5 centers here, but they both looked like they're quality players, like they are both starting caliber. So it was obvious, it was clear that the New York Jets wanted to move on from Wes Johnson, and we needed to upgrade to that position. And Todd Bowles, Jeremy Bates, and new offensive line coach Rick Dennison, I think they've made it clear that they want to increase this offensive line, or offensive line's talent, excuse me. They want to be more physical up front. How do you do that? You got to bring in talent. So they're bringing in Long, they're bringing in Swanson to upgrade from Wes Johnson, and I think it's actually going to be a really good storyline heading into camp. Who's going to win the battle? Is it going to be Swanson from Detroit, who started a handful of games for the Lions? I think back in, I think he's been their starting center for last season, the year before that, and the year before that. So I think 2015, 16, and 17. I think he's been the Lions' starting center. And then, you take a look at Spencer Long, highly regarded guy coming out of Washington. So whoever wins this job, I think the center position will be in good hands. But I think another thing, I guess, to build off of that is what's going to happen with the loser. Say for example, Long wins the job. What's going to happen with Swanson? Are they just going to send him to the bench and say, you're just going to sit there and you're going to be the backup? Or are they going to maybe try to move him to guard? Right, they're going to move him to guard and maybe part ways with the Brian Winters, part ways with the James Carpenter. James Carpenter's name has kind of been floated around, as a potential release in training camp or preseason. So, really interesting stuff. I wasn't really expecting this signing, but it's clear that the New York Jets they're not settling. They're not sitting on our hands and saying, well, we hope we have a good enough offensive line. They're bringing in talent. They're bringing in experienced players. I think there's just going to be a lot of competition. There's going to be a lot of positions open on the offensive line. So really interesting stuff. Reading that the signing this morning, and let me know down in the comment section your guys' thoughts on this move. I would say I like it from the standpoint that the New York Jets are A, bringing in competition, and B, bringing in a solid player. He has started. It's not like he was horrible. So, Lions fans out there, let me know how you guys liked him and if you're kind of upset to see him go. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and go Jets.